Now, before even starting part 1, you first need to actually download the course starter code and the final project files from GitHub. So all the code that you're gonna need to build the projects in this course is located in this code repository on GitHub with this URL. So I will add this URL to the resources of this lecture, and so just click that to access this page. Now, to then download the entire code, all you have to do is to click here on this green button and then download as a zip file. Now, if for some reason that doesn't show up for you, so if you can't see this green button, then there's also an alternative link down here that you can click. All right. Now, let's wait for this to download. And actually there it is. So let's see. And then let's open that up. And indeed, here we now have this zip file that I'm going to move to my desktop. So here on the desktop is where I will create all the projects in this course. So on macOS, you can just extract this by double clicking, and on Windows, you just right click, and then somewhere you will find the option of extracting all files. So then inside this folder, we basically have one folder for each of the projects that we're going to build throughout this entire course. And for each of the projects, we always have a final folder and a starter folder. So the starter folder contains the code that you're going to need to start the project. And then in the final folder, you will always have the code as it will look like at the end of the project. So once the project is finished. And the idea of this final code is that you can compare it with your own code in case you run into any problems. So each time that you find a bug that you cannot fix on your own, then the best thing to do is to compare your code with the code from the final files. So with the files that are here in each of the final folders in each project. Now here in the repo, I also have another branch, which is this updates and fixes branch. So this is where I will place any important bug fixes that I didn't catch in the videos in the future. But don't worry too much about this one. The main thing that matters here is really this main branch. So this is the code that you need to download to get started with this course. And then finally, down here, I also have this part where I have some frequently asked questions. And so before going through the course, please make sure to take 3 or 4 minutes to read all of them. And you can also then see here the final versions of all of the main course projects. Okay, and with this, we are now finally ready to move on to part 1 of the course.